What's up guys, FM Campbell here. Welcome to another episode of the WONDERKIDS series. Today we're going to be looking at centre midfielders. Before we go any further, just to make you aware, there may be players in this centre midfielder episode that you may deem to be a defensive midfielder. You just got to remember that every single save is different and the natural position does tend to alternate sometimes. And there may be players missing that you feel should be in this episode, but they may be in the defensive midfielder episode, which you can check out. The link is in the description. And that goes hand in hand. There's also goalkeepers, right backs, left backs and centre backs as well that you can check out. Another thing to make you aware, I determine WonderKid as 20 years old and below. So if there's other players that you may think should be involved in this episode, it's probably because either I haven't found them throughout my experience of FM15 or they're over the age of 20 basically. Also another thing to note, remember that all of these players are just based on this load up, this save that I've done. For the purposes of this, we're using a Man United save that I've not done anything. I've not even done like season expectations or anything like that. We're just merely looking at scouting and what the players I've managed to find. So getting straight into the episode, we're going to start with the youngest first. And at the top of the list, we've got Yuri Tielemans. This guy plays in Belgium, and he is Belgian as well. Playing for Anderlecht, 7.25k a week in wages, 1.3 million in value. Is normally wanted by a lot of clubs on loan at the beginning. There you go, as you can see. So you want to get him early doors. If not, you're probably going to have to wait until the end of the season, unless one of these clubs take him on a short-term deal. He's pretty good across the board. It's just his physical attributes that are a little bit of a concern, and maybe his teamwork and work rate as well. But he is only 17 years old. So he's definitely one to keep an eye out for. Very versatile as well, but his technical attributes are brilliant. And his mental attributes, like I said, other than the teamwork and work rate, are very good as well. Danny van der Beek, and as you probably guessed, he's definitely Dutch, playing for Jong Ajax, which is at the... When I say... Oh, it's definitely the first league, isn't it? Yeah, in Holland. If we want to go back... Yeah, Van der Beek. So this guy's not too bad. I mean, he looks pretty average, but again, he's only 17 years old. And what you've got to remember is players develop massively when they're young. Physical attributes are pretty poor, to be honest with you. But like I said again, he is very, very young. But strength is a concern, especially at the height of 6 foot, which is very unorthodox and a little bit strange. But there we go. Mental attributes does need a little bit of work, but that will come again with age. His technical attributes are really sort of here, there and everywhere. His dribbling's not it's not great. First touch is not bad. His passing's not bad. So, I mean, is he an attacking centre midfielder or is he a defensive one? Because his tackling is 11, yet his dribbling is 11. So, it looks like he's probably just an advanced playmaker and just sort of spraying balls around, really, well, in the future. He's on 1.3k a week at Jong Ajax and he's worth 575k. Gianluca Guardino, this guy looks, well, there's a lot of bright colours, but it's not to be sort of perceived as making him a great player because his physical attributes aren't that great. He's got a strength of 5, but he's only 17 years old, 5'9". He's probably going to be an advanced playmaker by the looks of it, with his first touch at 16 and passing at 15 to go with that technique. Mental attributes aren't too bad. His positioning is a bit of a concern. Determination, I do like a determined player, and unfortunately it's not there, but hopefully that will come. Concentration, a little bit of a concern as well at 11, but other than that he looks like quite a good player. You just have to bear in mind he's only 17 years old. The German is playing at Bayern 2, which is the second Bayern team, obviously. 1.6 million in value, and he's on 19.25k a week, which is quite a lot of money actually for a 17-year-old. Levin Ostinali, this guy... It looks pretty good, to be honest with you. His technical, he's across the board just above average. His mental needs some work. So get this guy tutored early doors if you do manage to get him. 1.8 million in value and 5.5k a week in wages, so he is cheap. 5'9". His physical attributes are pretty good. I mean, he's naturally a centre midfielder, but he can play defensive midfield as well. So this will be one of the players that I said about earlier on that you may have expected to see in a defensive midfield episode. Well, now you know that he's in this episode, but he is versatile. He can play pretty much the whole way down the right-hand side with a little bit of training. So right back, right to attacking right mid with his crossing and dribbling. But yeah, another player that looks quite good. German, and obviously playing for Leverkusen. Pierre-Emile Hojberg, this guy plays for Bayern and he's potentially one of the best in the game. He's a deep line playmaker, to my knowledge. 18 years old, he's 6'1", so he's quite big, and his physical attributes are pretty good as well, although he's not that quick, he's just sort of average, but that's to become expected with someone that's 6'1". As I said, 18 years old, he's 16.25k a week in wages at Bayern, and he's worth 6.5 million. He's contracted up in 2 years as well. That's something to note, and something that I took advantage on FM14 if you've seen my Man United saves. Technical attributes are the ones to look out for. They are very, very good. Passing is 16, technique is 16. We've got first touch of 15 in there. His long shots are 14 as well. Crossing 14. Mental attributes aren't too bad. Concentration's a little bit of a worry, but that will come with age. Same with his positioning. Other than that, he's sort of average and just above average across the board. Will Hughes, our first Englishman in centre midfield. Now, this guy sort of comes and goes. You have to get him, in my opinion, the first season, or maybe the first or second season, because his development really does deteriorate at Derby County. That's what you have to think about. He's 6'1", so he's actually bigger than what I perceive him to be in real life. He's 12. Is worth on 12 grand a week. Is worth 8.25 million. So you're gonna have to cough up for him. Physical attributes are okay. He's an advanced playmaker. His strength's a little bit of a concern, but for the role that he plays, he doesn't really need to be that strong. His technical attributes are really good actually. Passing a 15 in there, and pretty much other than that, he's 13s and 14s across the board. 13s and 12s across the board. And his mental attributes are also very, very good. He's across the board, but in mental, he's not too bad. He's not going to be a captain anytime soon. Maybe his bravery will come through time. Maybe he'll stop backing out tackles. Maybe when he gets a bit stronger, that will sort of help him. But yeah, obviously he's English, so you may have to cough up for him. And he's playing at Derby County at the moment. Adrien Rabiot. This guy was all over the transfer rumours in real life. Potentially going to Arsenal and whatnot. Probably because he's French, playing for PSG. 6'2", 625k a week in value, and he's on 8.75k a week in wages. This guy, his contract is up at the end of the season, so if you can't get him in the first window, although it's likely to be cheap because he is up in the first in the season, you can probably sign him on a Bosman on January 1st. Well, I think it's December 30th. You can start approaching players. Physical attributes are not too bad actually. He's not very quick. His pace is only 11, but his mental attributes need a little bit of work, but that will come. And his technical attributes are pretty much the same as well, also need a little bit of work. Going forward, who else are we looking at next? Brian Cristante. This guy is at Benfica. He's just moved, to my knowledge. He's just moved for 5 million from AC Milan, so you're not going to get him in the first season unless you cough up an extraordinary amount of money. He's 6'1", 19 years old, 150k in value, so I mean, that's pretty low considering how much they just paid for him. 6.75k a week in wages. Physical is not too bad. Stamina is a little bit of a concern. Same with his strength. He's a deep line playmaker to my knowledge. Mental attributes are okay. It's not too bad. Quite a lot of 14s in there, which is good to see. Bravery is a little bit of a worry. He's not going to be a captain anytime soon, much like a couple of the players, but that's a lot to do with their age normally. Technical is not too bad as well. We've got a couple of 14s, 15 only in free kick taking and technique, and then pretty much a load of 12s. So 19 years old, definitely one to look out for, but he's just signed a new contract, 5-year deal as you can see. So you're probably quite unlikely to get him in the first season. Joshua Kimmich. This guy's another sneaky one. I stumbled across him by accident. He's wanted by 7 clubs in the first season. Currently playing for Red Bull in the German second division. Is that? Yeah, I thought so. Physical attributes are okay. Strength is rubbish. Especially as is naturally apparently, or he can play in a defensive midfield, but it's only 6 and he can't jump either. So that's something to be sort of wary of. Mental attributes are really good actually across the board. Other than positioning, that may need a little bit of work depending on how you play them. Concentration, anticipation will come through age. And technical attributes, passing a 15 in their first touch of 14. My best guess is this guy's probably a box-to-box midfielder maybe. But yeah, 19 years old, 1.3 million in value, 1.3k a week in wages, wanted by 7 clubs, all via transfer. So you have to snap him up pretty quickly, otherwise someone else is likely to. Now this guy's one of my favourite players on FM. He's a defensive, deep line playmaker normally, or sometimes a ball-winning midfielder. Box-to-box midfielder. 19 years old, 5.25 million in value, 12.75k a week in wages. He's 6'2". Currently playing for Schalke, or Gelsenkirchen, I think they're called. Yeah. This guy's an absolute beast. His physical attributes are brilliant. Like, I'm talking ridiculous. They're across the board very, very good. Mental attributes, his bravery could do with a bit of work. Flair it's not really important in this position. But look at that, teamwork 17, determination is 16, off the ball 15, work rate 15. He's very, very good. Technical attributes does need a little bit of work if you want to sort of make him become one of the world beaters that he has the potential to be. Heading a 14, passing a 15, technique of 15, first touch 14. So he's very, very good for multiple different roles in the centre midfield position. One thing to make you aware of though, he is injured at the beginning of the game with a torn hamstring for 3 to 4 months. So whether that affect the transfer, maybe fail the medical, I'm not too sure. Next we got Sol, currently playing for Atletico Madrid. This guy has probably popped up on a previous FMs for you. He's on 31 grand a week in wages, so he's going to cost money. He's on 4.8 million. Well, he's worth 4.8 million in value. 19 years old. The Spaniard's physical attributes aren't too bad. Will come with age though, but does need a little bit of work. But remember, he's Spanish. 5'11". That's not too bad for someone that's 5'11", especially that strength of 12. Mental attributes are pretty good actually. There isn't one that I would be extremely worried about at all. Maybe his bravery and composure. His determination will come, and he's not going to be a captain anytime soon. Technical attributes, he's pretty average. There's a lot of 14s in there, with passing, tackling, first touch and dribbling, all 14. He's only 19 years old. But yeah, so definitely one to keep your eye out on. James Ward-Prowse, our second Englishman of this episode. A bit of advice, get him in the first season if you're going to get him, because a lot like Will Hughes, the development just seems to really stagnate at the club that they're at, which is weird because it is Southampton. 7.25 million in value. I reckon you'll probably be able to get him for about 20 million, or about 17 to 22, 23 million maybe. He's on 20 grand a week. He's 5'8". He's an advanced playmaker to my knowledge. Physical attributes aren't too bad. He's not extremely quick, or he's not extremely pacey. His strength's a little bit of a worry. If you can get that strength up, he's going to be pretty complete in that area for the position he plays. Mental attributes, this is the reason why I like him. Work rate 16, vision 16, teamwork 15, determination 17. He has got a couple of areas to work on, especially his composure. That's definitely one I would work on very, very quickly. His technical attributes are very good. He's just definitely a set piece taker, with his corners at 16, free kicks at 16, his crossings at 18 as well. So he's very, very versatile, as you can see. First touch of 13, that's probably what I'd work on, with his passing of 15 and his technique of 15. But yeah, 19 years old, playing for Southampton, and the Englishman probably going to cost you a bit of money. Lucas Otavio, another one that you may recognise from previous FMs. 19 years old, Brazilian, is worth 120k, so it's probably going to be cheap. £775 a week in wages. He's on loan from Santos, I believe. Are they paying all of his wages? They are indeed. So definitely one that's going to not cost you very much money. He's 5'5", so he's pretty small. Physical attributes, because of that height, expected. Is sort of physical, his strength-wise, he's not going to be great, but he's sort of going to be a little bit quicker. Mental attributes are pretty average. Composure needs some work. Decisions will come through age. Other than that, there's a couple of 14s in there. Then we've got his technical, not bad at all, to be honest with you. I mean, there are better players out there of his age, but for the price you're likely to pay, he's very, very good actually. With what we've got, 14 in technique, tackling, passing, marking, then load 12s in dribbling, finishing, and first touch. Maybe gets first touch trained quite quickly. He could play in any of the centre midfield positions, and you can retrain him to be a central attacking midfielder, which for his height you would think that he would be most natural in. But yeah, he's on loan from Santos, currently playing for, I think it's the Paraná? I think it's Paraná. But yeah, another one to look out for. Mateo Kovacic, again another world beater in his position. He's an advanced playmaker in the centre midfield position. Physical attributes, very, very good. He can't jump, but that's because he's not very tall. He's 5'11". Strength is 12, maybe a little bit work there. And his natural fitness, could that be a concern? I'm not too sure. I think we've already got a report from him. No, we haven't. Apologies. Yeah, mental attributes, we've got determination as 17, which is good. Vision as 16, so he's a good passer. He can play as a deep line playmaker as well in that position. Other than them, the determination and the vision, he's actually not too bad in the mental attributes. Positioning could do a little bit of work on. Concentration will come with age. And then we've got his technical attributes, which explains his role. Technique as 16, passing of 15, first touch 16, and dribbling of 17. This guy's actually very, very good. 20 years old. The Croatian's currently playing for Inter Milan. This is his downfall. He's on 43 grand a week. Now that's quite a lot of money for a 20-year-old in my opinion, and he's worth 8.75 million. I reckon you'll probably get him between sort of 15 and 25 million, something like that. But yeah, definitely one to keep your eye on. Emre Can, or Emre Can, plays for Liverpool. He's just currently moved there, currently in the under-21s. This guy physically is a beast. Look at that. He's not very quick though. Well, his pace is good, but his agility and his acceleration is pretty poor. Balance is 17, natural fitness is 17, pace is 17, stamina 16, strength 15. This guy's a unit. But look at that versatility. He could play pretty much anywhere, which is a little bit strange that he's right-footed, is unconvincing, so he can possibly be retrained on the left. He's right-footed and can't play on the right. A little bit weird. Mental attributes, not too bad. There's a couple of ones that are a little bit of concern. Anticipation will come with age. Concentration's not great. Decisions aren't great. Positioning's pretty poor. But other than that, we've got aggression of 16. Watch out for yellow cards. Bravery is 17. Determination is 16. Flair 16. So other than that, need a little bit of work on the mental attributes. Don't let the bright green sort of set you off. Technical attributes, they're okay actually. You've got technique 15, passing of 15. Then we've got dribbling, long throws weirdly, and tackling of 14. He's worth 8 million in value to mine. I think he's just moved there, hasn't he? Of course he has. Yeah, he's just moved there from Leverkusen for 10.25 million. 8 million in value, 45 grand a week in wages, so you have to pay for him. And he's actually 6 foot, and I didn't know this either. I always thought he was Turkish, but this guy's actually German. Moving forward, and on to our final wonder kid in the centre midfield that I found, Salih Ukan. This guy gets a lot of good ratings, and this guy is Turkish. Currently on loan for Fenerbahce, playing for Roma in the under-20s, weirdly. I'm guessing they're paying all of his wages. No, they're not. So he's actually earning 2.3k a week at Fenerbahce, but obviously Roma are paying the rest of it, and they're paying 9.25 a week. So he's actually on 9.25 grand a week altogether. Physical attributes are rubbish. I mean, his height is agility of 12, strength 7, stamina 10, pace 10, natural fitness 7, balance 10, acceleration 7, and then jumping at 11. He's 6 foot, so these are very, very concerning for that sort of height and weight as well. 12 stone 8 and his strength 7. Mental attributes, not too bad. Some need work. He's not very brave, which goes hand in hand with his strength. Leadership 7. He's not going to be a captain. Positioning is 6, and his work rate's 9. So he's a bit of a Balotelli centre midfield by the looks of it. Technical though, not too bad. Remember, he's only 20 years old, and this guy does develop quite quickly and quite well. 18 in technique, First touch of 15, passing of 13, so it does need a little bit of work. It's probably an advanced playmaker, maybe, especially with them physicals. 20 years old, 400k in value. Whether that'll go up or down while he's at Roma, I'm not too sure. But you're probably not going to be able to get him in the first season because he obviously is on loan. But definitely, I'd go for. How long is the loan deal for? Yeah, it's for a season. Is it for a season? I'm guessing it's for a season. Or they have got Roma have got a future fee on him for 9.29. So yeah, no, sorry. Fenerbahce got a future fee on him at 9.29. No, sorry, definitely Roma. Yeah, excuse me. Roma got a future fee of 9.29 million. So he's actually on 2.3 grand a week, but Roma are paying him 9.25. So that's that's the one to be kept out an eye on. My pick of the bunch now. Who have we got? I'm always going to pick Goretzka. Massive fan of him on FM. This guy is possibly one of the best in the position. Another guy that I quite like is Kovacic. Again, a very, very good player. I actually had them both on my FM 14 Man United save. So that's probably why I'm quite a big fan. Yuri Tielemans, if you can develop his physical attributes, he could become a world beater, especially for a 17-year-old. Who else have we got? Rabiot's a good one to get at the end of the season. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I do like Ward-Prowse, but you have to get him in the first season, in my opinion. But my pick of the bunch is this guy here, Leon Goretzka. He's the one I'd go for. So that's the end of the episode. That's all the centre midfielders now covered. So we've now covered centre midfield, defensive midfield, left back, right back, centre back, and goalkeepers. Next, we'll be looking at we'll be centre attacking midfielders. So there'll be probably a lot in this position because there are a lot of players that are very, very good and very, very young on this game. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the episode, although I'm not going to force you to, and I'm not going to be disappointed if you don't. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Get commenting below if there's someone that you feel I should have included in this episode. Put it in the comment section. Let's get a conversation going like the other episodes. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.